The security alert flashed across Commander Zixther's neural display at 0247 station time. His four eyes widened as he reviewed the footage from Habitat Module 7, where the human civilian worked. Predator behavior detected, the automated system warned. Subject: human May, classification, potentially dangerous. Zixther's scales rippled with concern. The Galactic Council had been cautious about allowing humans aboard the diplomatic station. They were classified as apex predators, forward-facing eyes, omnivorous diet, persistent hunting methodology. But May had seemed harmless during her 3 months as the station's xenobiological consultant. The commander replayed the footage. Every night at precisely 2,100 hours, May would enter the restricted Xenofauna research bay. She would approach the containment units housing the Krilthan cubs, small, vulnerable creatures whose species had recently joined the Council. The cubs were orphans, rescued from a smuggling operation, awaiting transport to a rehabilitation center. What disturbed Zixther most was May's ritualistic behavior. She would tap each containment unit 3 times, make vocalizations in her native language, and then leave. The pattern never varied. The computer had flagged it as potential predator reconnaissance, studying prey before a strike. "We should intervene," insisted Security Officer Vral, his tentacles coiling nervously. "Humans are known for their patience when hunting." She could be planning something. Zixther hesitated. "Get Russell. He's our colleague. Perhaps he can explain." Russell Chun arrived within minutes, his brown hair disheveled from sleep. The human engineer had been aboard the station for 2 years and had an impeccable record. When shown the footage, his reaction was unexpected. He laughed. "You think May is hunting the cubs?" Russell asked, his predator eyes crinkling with amusement. "The pattern is consistent with prey reconnaissance," Vral said defensively. 3 taps, vocalization, retreat. Every night. It's clearly ritualistic behavior. Russell shook his head. "Commander, may I speak with May before you do anything official? I think there's been a significant misunderstanding." 20 minutes later, both humans stood in the command center. May's black hair was pulled into a messy bun, and she wore sleep clothes covered in cartoon depictions of Earth animals. She looked confused rather than guilty. "You're concerned about me visiting the cubs?" May asked. "The security system flagged your behavior as potentially predatory," Zixther explained carefully. "We simply want to understand your intentions." May's face transformed with understanding, then sadness. "Oh, no, I wasn't hunting them. I was saying good night." The alien officers exchanged confused looks. Russell gestured for May to continue. "When I first started working with the cubs, I noticed they were terrified," May explained. "They'd huddle in the back of their enclosures, shaking. Their babies separated from their families in a strange place with strange beings. I recognized the signs they were traumatized." She pulled up her own data pad, showing behavioral notes she'd compiled. "On Earth, we've learned that young creatures, human children, domesticated animals, even wild animals in rehabilitation often need comfort rituals. Consistency helps them feel safe. So the tapping?" Vral asked. "I was establishing a pattern they could predict," May said softly. 3 taps means, "I'm here, you're safe. I'm leaving now, after a few weeks." They started responding. "Watch." She accessed the live feed from the Xenofauna Bay and, with permission, activated the intercom. From the command center, she tapped 3 times on the console tap. Tap, tap, on the screen. The Krilthan cubs stirred in their enclosures. Their small, furry bodies moved to the front of their habitats. They looked toward the speaker, their ear equivalents perked up. Then, each cub tapped back tiny paws against the enclosure floors. Tap, 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 tap. May's voice grew thick with emotion. "They were waiting for me. They can't sleep properly until they know I've checked on them. The goodnight ritual helps them feel secure." She played back several days of footage she'd personally recorded. The progression was clear. The cubs had gone from cowering to anticipating her visits. Their stress markers had decreased. They were eating better, playing more, but the vocalizations? Zixther asked quietly. "What do you say to them?" May smiled. "Good night, little ones. You're safe. Sweet dreams. Tomorrow will be better." She paused. It's what my grandmother used to say to me. Russell spoke up. Commander, humans are predators, yes. But we're also social creatures who form attachments. We domesticated wolves into dogs over thousands of years. We keep animals as companions. We rehabilitate injured wildlife. Our predator instincts are ... complicated. They include the capacity to protect and nurture, especially toward young creatures. Vral's tentacles had gone still. This is a human parenting behavior. It's a caregiving behavior, May corrected. These cubs are alone and scared. I can't replace their parents, but I can make their nights less frightening. The 3 taps became our signal. I'm telling them they're not alone. Zixter reviewed the cubs' medical data. Their improvement was undeniable. Why didn't you report this in your official logs? I did, May said, pulling up her reports. Page 17, subsection 4, implemented comfort protocol for juvenile subjects. I thought it was obvious what I meant. Russell grinned. May, most species don't tuck in other species' children. Oh, May looked embarrassed. In human culture, especially in childcare and animal rehabilitation, this is standard practice. I didn't think it needed detailed explanation. Zixter felt something shift in his understanding. The Galactic Council had classified humans as predators and stopped there. They'd missed the rest of the picture. Security Officer Vral, remove the flag from Consultant May's file, the commander ordered. And add a note, humans demonstrate caregiving behaviors that transcend species boundaries. This should be considered a benefit, not a threat. As the humans prepared to leave, Zixter called out, May, will you teach us your protocol? We have more orphaned creatures arriving next month. Different species, but all young, all traumatized. May's face lit up. Of course. And Commander? Maybe some of your staff would like to learn too. The cubs might benefit from having multiple people check on them. No child should ever feel alone in the dark. As the door closed behind the humans, Vral turned to his commander. We've been studying humans wrong, haven't we? Yes, Zixter agreed, watching the cubs on the monitor as they settled down to sleep, no longer afraid. We saw their teeth and claws. We missed their hearts. On the screen, one tiny cub tapped 3 times against its enclosure wall, as if practicing for tomorrow's good night. Tap, tap, tap. Sweet dreams indeed.